Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes to understand how this meditation can help for us to develop our spiritual life. So, when it comes to our ordinary life, the very purpose of this practice, bringing a change to inside us, because we already developed this life through the sansaric journey, accumulating many kind of behavior. So out of that behavior, we mostly develop the greed, hatred, and the delusion. And it became our foundation for this life. And now that whatever we experience out of the perception always get influenced by the greed, hatred, and the delusion, or our mental formations. So then we need a very transformation from this behavior. It's more than a change. We can make a change, but still when it comes to wholesome transformation, it is more than the change, and it has a development. We can change something without any development. But through the meditation, what happens? You transform, and at the same time, that transformation brings a development to you. The very human behavior, the very nature of the mind, very conventional mind depend on comparison. It always compare things. And as a result of that, what happens? The greed, hatred, anger, envy, jealousy, these all things arise in us. So practicing meditation, bringing a different way of method to experience life rather than comparison. So that method is observing and recognizing. In the conventional life, we compare and we understand, but when it comes to meditation, we observe and recognize. When you observe and recognize, it neutralizes that all the anger, hatred, jealousy, envy, so that kind of qualities. So that itself brings a peace itself bring a comfort to your mind. When you experience something, just imagine when there is no anger, hatred, envy, jealousy, that kind of qualities in our mind, how peaceful it is. So that is, once you have that, once you are capable to gain that kind of mindset, what happens, that what you experience in the moment, like this in this very conventional life, it's going to become totally different way of experience. There is nothing wrong that what we experience. But if you look very carefully, even sometimes in day-to-day life, when you have some ideas, when you want to do something, if you detach from yourself and start to look into it again, then you will see something else. Because the very nature of our behavior, we are very caught up, wrapped up with our own ideas, own thoughts. It's like a bubble. It is very difficult for us to get out of it. So when you are in that bubble, when you are in that kind of self-centered view, what happens, that whatever the perception come to you, that your point of view is start to overtake it, then you can't see it as it is. But maybe it is something else. But for the moment, then you think, oh, it is like this. As example, that's what happened. The Oscar, night, Will Smith, that he hit that guy, Chris Rock. And then the very next day, the Will Smith apologized and telling himself and his behavior is not right. So the same person, it is unacceptable. He himself saying, so see that in the moment that what he's thought, oh, I want to do this, and he needed some action, and the very next day he apologized, and himself he mentioned it is what he did is not right. See that the same mind, same person, but the understanding different. So if the person go with the same understanding, it's okay. But how about that the person change? That why that's mean that his mind had that capacity to understand. But when that very moment, he didn't have that clarity. This is what happened to all of us. It is just not only him, but the whole world, so that it is a good example for us to understand how our mind behave. Because when the moment we understand, we think, oh, this is right. But if you, in that very moment, if you look a little bit and step back a little bit yourself and create a gap, maybe you find a different avenue, different window to go through that. So that is a skill. But the thing is, if you don't develop that observing and recognizing mindset, it's always the mind start to go with that, the whatever available in the moment with the thoughts. So when you are capable to observe and recognize, so that ability through the meditation we bring, and the people can get it in a different ways. But this is the way we develop it. And when you develop that, you get out of the comparison, and in a certain level, your mind capable to reach to equanimity. So that when it comes to tranquility state, from tranquility state to vipassana, insight, so deeply, thoroughly, when you start to observe, and as a result of that observation, you get out of the collective nature. There is nothing to grasping, holding. And then as a result of that, you come to the equanimity. So the equanimity is a kind of like a mental quality that you develop, mental behavior, attitude. So there are a few qualities when it comes to equanimity. So in that qualities, one is there is no fear, and there is no delight. So once you come to the meditation, once you enter into the tranquility state, once your body and mind breathing come settle down as one, if you really settle down with the equanimity, so these are the qualities that you can experience. One is no fear, no delight. Another one is no pain and no pleasure. Physically, that whatever that you feel as pain or pleasure, and even the mentally, that what you look for pain or pleasure, there is no such a thing like that. And then there is no joy or there is no suffering. And you don't look into something. You completely 100% settle down, satisfied with your own inner experience. Another thing is no effort or no resistance. There's even for the meditation, there is no deeper effort to look into something. That's as example when we start meditation, just imagine we close our eyes and we start to deeply inhale, exhale, and try to settle down and try to observe and bring our mental attention. There is some deeper effort we bring to recognize the sensation. But when it comes to tranquility state, what happened? That effort disappears. That itself you are completely harnessed with the moment, and there is no resistance. There is no such a thing that you try to throw away. That is something very important that you have to understand, because always in our subconscious mind, we deeper have a desire to find a place for us, find a place. Even in the meditation posture, we always try to move. And when you sit on a chair, when you go anywhere, if you find a place, you try to settle down always. It happens unconsciously. Even while you're sleeping, it can happen. When you are in deep sleep, sometimes your body look into certain comfort. But when it comes to tranquility state, it disappears. That doesn't mean you're going to collapse, but you hold the posture, but still there is no effort to find a kind of like adjusting yourself to look for the comfort. So that is one thing. Another one is continuity of awareness. That means once you settle down with that, your mind doesn't go here and there. You don't have anymore that monkey mind. You don't need to bring it back again and again and again. So the continuity of awareness, and other thing is with the sitting and timing, it all come together. So it is not a kind of like, oh, I sit for now 50 minutes, 1 hour, oh, this is enough for me. There is no such a thing like that. You are getting to the flow, and you harness with the awareness, and it continue unbreakable, and you don't drop it. And at the same time, your sitting, your posture, and the timing, this all together become one. So then you can 2 hours, 3 hours sit, and without any intention, oh, I want to look for the clock, oh, how long I sit. So like that, in your mind, you doesn't have it. Maybe sometimes in the beginning, you will experience it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Suddenly you enter into that state, and you slowly get out of this time zone. Another thing is that the body and mind become more subtle and subtle and subtle, and it becomes so light. Anymore that you're not into this physical, you don't have this separation. But still that knowing part going to be so clear, and you know that you're observing, but still this physical body start to become so light. And even this cloth, and sometimes that you don't feel the heaviness of this cloth, you don't feel any physical heaviness. There is no such a material physical separation. So those are kind of like the qualities when you are entering to the tranquility state. So when you come to that tranquility state, from there when you go into the equanimity, so if your mind always look into something, interfere with something, then you can't experience this equanimity. So that's why in deeply that you have to develop that little by little, the effort to go towards the vipassana rather than settle down with the tranquility state. Because through the vipassana, when you get into the deeper understanding, that is where the mind going to settle down itself. So wherever the truth, the mind going to settle down with that. If there is a discomfort, unrest, so that's mean your mind didn't find the right path. So the practicing mean again and again, you look into yourself. And with the deeper effort, is that you maintain yourself towards this equanimity. Because the equanimity is the highest that when you can come to through the vipassana. So through the tranquility state, we minimize that all the 5 hindrance. And once the 5 hindrance become weaker, as a result of that, what happened? This all the 5 qualities of the faculties of the 5 faculties of the spiritual practice start to develop in you. So one is that you start to develop the conviction, the faith. You into it. You not go away from it. You completely 100%. You into practice. You trust it yourself. It's not somebody guide. This is, some people say, oh, without guiding I can't do. I need guiding meditation. Somebody need to push always. But now you're not like that. You yourself into practice. And then at the same time, no any lethargic behavior. The effort, 100% each and every cell in your body, active and interconnected. And the awareness, that the collective awareness, it's not, your awareness is not here and there. The collective awareness come together into one primary mental object. And as a result of that, you come to the tranquility state. And once you enter into the tranquility state, you are capable to experience things as it is. That is where no comparison there. So once you enter into that, from that point, you go into the Panya or the Vipassana knowledge to see how things come to be as they are. So in that level, you recognize the very behavior of the causation. And not only that, with that, you recognize the selflessness. Within each and every moment of experience, you recognize there is no self, that experience comes as a result of cause and effect. And also you recognize that what you experience, it is only in the moment. There is no kind of like such a concrete, permanent experience going to be. It's change. And that as a result, that is where this unsatisfactory nature arises, because always that if you don't see that nature, what happens? We always have a desire to go into something. That's the very nature of the mind. Go into outside. But now you see this nature and you settle down with the moment. And the selflessness, that means you recognize this moment by moment, the experience happening, and it's nothing to do with the self, or it's nothing to do with the permanent self-centered mind or the body. So once you come to this understanding, as a result of that, your mind itself settles down to the tranquility state. So once you reach to the tranquility state, and as I mentioned, that the qualities you will experience little by little, little by little, little by little. So this is the path that you slowly settle down. So once you have the clear understanding where you're heading, only thing is bring your attention to the moment. Don't try to jump. Don't try to visualize, look for that. Just bring into the moment and be with the moment, and allow that moment to fulfill the experience as it is, without any interference from your inside mind, without any interference with your behavior, without any interference with your opinions. Just try to see the very moment that what you experience, because that completion will take you to the next experience. But if you always try to mentally interfere and try to put the opinions into the experience, what happens? As I mentioned from the beginning, your previous habitual patterns overtake the moment. So as a result of that, you disconnect from the very reality. So once you disconnect from the reality, your path becomes different. Maybe you will experience something, but you can't go towards the equanimity. So that is the method, that is the pattern, and that is the path that work. So while you practice, remember and have a self-discipline and knowingly yourself, and give your best to the moment. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. And your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself 3 times and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens through the sensation, just recognize it. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun. Spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata ca ammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhamma nu dhamma patipattiya buddhang pujemi dhammang pujemi sanghang pujemi Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjisami idammi punya kammang asavakkaya vangotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.